So I've attached some wood there and got casters so I can wheel this thing around now. So that'll help me as I prepare to put it in the boat. And when I get it ready to put in the boat and everything, I can wheel it into position. And then I've borrowed an engine hoist and one that's extra high, that Ramco 5000. They actually are a little bigger. And so that's what I'm going to use to hoist this thing in. But I've got work to do over here to figure out how I'm going to mount everything and work on it in the boat. And then I'll be doing the hoisting, but it'll take me a little bit. I've been working on preparing to figure out what kind of mounts I need for inside the boat in between the stringers. And so what I've done is on this is part of the crate basically the engine was shipped on, but what I was able to do is my motor, this is a PCM 1.23 to 1 transmission. It's got a 9-degree down angle, and then my strut is 15.4 degrees. So the angle of the engine relative to the keel, top side of the keel, needs to be basically 16.4 degrees. So I was able to angle this down. This roughly is approximate where the stringers are. So I've got roughly 6 degrees. And so what I'm trying to do is figure out where the stringers are going to be. And so the way it's working out is the bottom of the stringers is on the other side of this board. So the top of the stringers is going to be right here. So these mounting brackets, I will flip those over, and then what I'll be able to do then is the way it's going to work is I need basically 3 inches from the bottom of the stringer up, and that's what this will set on when this is flipped all the way over. And so I'm going to buy a 3-inch square aluminum tube, 1/4 inch thick, and that's what I'm going to mount these on. Again, they'll be twisted around 180 degrees. And then on the front side here, these mounts, this I won't have it up so high, but again, 3-inch. The way to work is 3-inch square tube. The same thing will sit on the inside of the stringers for those. So these will have to go in. That one will have to go in as far as it can, and then this one on this side. You can see that mount. That'll have to go in some as well. Maybe not quite that far. We'll see. So the stringer will sit, kind of like this. So this outer edge of this mount will be right up against that stringer. So you can see these mounts are really, beefy. So here I'll kind of show you. There's a big pin that goes from this mount in right there. And then you can adjust these up and down there. You can see the shock mount on the top side, and there's a shock mount rubber on the bottom side. And so that's what those look like. So I know what I need to buy now to mount this in the inside of the stringer. So it's been kind of tricky. And then underneath here, what I did is I put a board. You can see that board under there. That's roughly how the keel is going to be, both on the back here and also in the front. And so I'm just checking clearances and everything, and everything looks like it's going to work well. So now up here, once I get this motor in place, this seems a little high, and they got this bracket that sticks out quite a ways. I may make a new bracket to drop that. That's the remote oil filter. I'd like to drop that down a little bit and even pull it back a little, but mostly down. And then this air intake and this filter, I'm gonna have to do something different with that, because my decking, that's gonna interfere with that. So if you remember this deck beam here, there's gonna be another deck beam somewhere back in here, and the deck will kind of go like that. Well, that air filter is gonna stick up too high, so I'm gonna have to figure something out. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with that. And then this is the front lift point, And then here's the rear lift point, and I'll be, again, using this engine hoist here. And I'm waiting for, I've got some linkages I talked about, I think, before. There's the hoist, but I'm waiting for a load leveler that I'll use also. So that's where I am so far.